Today's countdown has been highly requested by you. There are so many Mario games that were released, it's really hard to choose the best of the best. This is gonna be a tough one. But just before we get to the countdown, let me take a second to tell you that today's top 10 is sponsored by this new social app called Amino. Amino is a social network where you can post blogs, images, and videos to share with people. There are many different Amino communities for you to join, and you can even create your own. Currently, I'm most actively using the Mario Amino community. You should join it and follow me there. I also got some ideas for this top 10 from this app. It's full of people that want to share their Mario creation and Mario stories and blogs. You should also join a public chat room so that you can meet new friends. Download the app today by searching for Amino on App Store or Google Play, or by clicking the links in the description below. Alright, now that we had fun, let's get to the serious part. I'm Nico, and this is the top 10 Mario games. The new Super Mario Bros. Franchise is kind of a double-edged sword for me. I mean, I really like the games, but as far as Mario games, they're not the best in the world. They're all kind of similar and somewhat generic, but I can't lie, I really liked them all. The entry I put in this list is New Super Mario Bros. U for the Wii U. This is one of the few games that was released with the Wii U at launch, and well, considering I didn't have tons of Wii U games, I just played this one a lot. Heck, at one point I was even speedrunning the game, but that's behind me, okay? I don't have time to practice anymore, don't expect any more speedruns. The new power-up featured in this game is the Flying Squirrel suit, which lets you glide in the air but also get a little boost by hitting the right trigger button. Like the previous Wii game, this game lets you play with 3 other friends to get a 4-player chaos. But there's also a 5th player that can join in the Wii U gamepad and plays blocks to help people. Or troll them. New Super Mario Bros. U is a very enjoyable game, and that explains why it makes the list at number 10. Alright, currently at the time of me making this video, there's 3 different RPG franchises featuring Mario. Mario RPG, Paper Mario, and Mario & Luigi. My pick for this entry comes from the Paper Mario series. It was hard figuring out which game to pick between Thousand Year Door and the original, but I have no choice but to go with the one I played and enjoyed the most, the original N64 Paper Mario. In this turn-based RPG, you control Mario along with partners such as Goombario, Cooper, Bombette, and even more in their quest to rescue the Princess Peach from Bowser. Original, eh? This game's battle system is not like your typical RPG game. During your attacks, you can do an action to improve the damage it deals. For example, if you use your hammer, you can bring the joystick back to charge its power and release it at the correct timing to get a damage boost. This keeps you awake during the battles and really makes it fun. The game is divided into chapters, most featuring an intermission where you control Princess Peach and partake in many activities, like, baking a cake, or participating in a quiz with the Koopa Troopas. It's a genuinely good game and is amongst my favorite games of all time. This next entry in the list comes from a handheld Mario game. There's tons of great Mario games for Game Boy and Nintendo DS, but my favorite has to be the Super Mario 3D Land game for the 3DS. This game was a mix of classic 2D Mario games where you complete levels by reaching the end and grabbing the flagpole, and a mix of the 3D Mario games where you can move freely in a 3D environment. It was a very interesting idea, and you know what? It worked like a charm. In this game, you control Mario using his classic abilities like the mushroom and the fire flower. But also, this game marks the return of the Tanuki suit from Super Mario Bros. 3. The game used the 3D capabilities of the Nintendo 3DS to make the gameplay interesting. Sometimes turning the 3D on really helped me solve some puzzles and made the game actually look better. The game also had tons of different levels and also the ability to play as Luigi. And you know what? I love me some Luigi. The boss battles were not the most interesting, but you know what? That didn't make the game any less enjoyable. As a kid, I always thought I would be a really good Mario level designer and that my levels would probably be great. Turns out I'm not really good at making Mario levels. But some other people really are, and this is the beauty about Super Mario Maker. It's a never-ending game. This game gives you the opportunity of creating your very own levels from Super Mario Bros., Mario 3, Mario World, or New Super Mario. It takes full advantage of the Wii U gamepad and really makes the experience enjoyable. As I mentioned, I sure did create a couple of fun levels, but I mostly enjoyed this game because I can play Mario levels for hours upon hours and it's never gonna end. You see, there's probably hundreds of thousands, probably even millions of Mario Maker levels designed by people from around the world. I'm not gonna lie, some of the levels are pretty bad. Some are just downright horrible, but sometimes, yes, sometimes you find the secret gem, the level you want to finish bad, the most creative level ever made, and just for those moments, yep, those moments alone, it's worth going through the pile of trash. You know, Mario has been through many adventures. He really ought to take a vacation, and that's exactly what he did in Super Mario Sunshine, going to Delfino Island to enjoy some peaceful time with the princess and Toadsworth. Sadly, this is not how it all went down. Super Mario Sunshine is the 3D Mario game of the GameCube, and it really mixed things up. The focus is no longer on jumping and platforming that much, with the introduction of Flood, a water-spraying robot thingy. With Flood equipped, you can now spray your enemies to defeat them, or also glide in the air for a little amount of time. You can even skyrocket into the sky, or just run really fast. This is what made Mario Sunshine special, the new focus on water-themed levels. The game is really hard at parts and finishing it is not gonna be an easy task, but trust me, doing it is worth it, as it's a really fun game. Collecting stars, or should I say shine sprites, has never been so fun. I'm not gonna lie, okay? This next Mario game is pretty weird. When I first rented this game from Blockbuster as a kid, it really confused me as I had never played an RPG game before. But once you get how this game actually works, it's just so amazing! Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars for the Super Nintendo is an RPG game made by Square, you know, the makers of the Final Fantasy series, so you know it's gonna be good. The game is a turn-based RPG game, but you can press the A button with correct timing to improve your attack or to reduce damage taken from enemies, so you always have to be awake and ready. This game features classic Mario characters such as Mario, Bowser, Toad, the Princess, but also introduces original characters like Mallow or Geno, and the latter quickly became fan favorites. Mario RPG is full of funny moments and has tons of funny dialogues, such as the part where Toad tells you he forgot his bazooka at home and that's why he couldn't stop an enemy. That's pretty funny. The game is not really hard, I'm not gonna lie, but it's still really fun nonetheless. So, this next entry is a game mostly featuring Yoshi, so I guess maybe it's a Yoshi game and not a Mario game, but technically speaking, it features Mario and he's a prominent part of the game. And who am I kidding, okay? That's my videos, that's my rules. Yoshi's Island is a Mario game, that's it. In this game, you control Yoshi and Baby Mario in their heroic quest to defeat Baby Bowser and save Baby Luigi. This game was very different from any Mario game released at the time. There's no real health bar in this game. If you get hit, Baby Mario turns into a bubble and then there's a countdown for you to get him back. Yoshi can flutter in the air, throw eggs in many different directions, and also transform into different vehicles by jumping into the transform bubbles. Every 4 stages, there's a boss for you to fight, and most of them require different strategies to be defeated. In every level, there's 5 flowers and 20 red coins to collect. If you manage to also keep 30 seconds on the baby clock, you get a perfect score. Get perfect scores in all levels, and you will unlock an extra level. This game is jam-packed with content, and it's really good too. What's the first 3D game I have ever played in my entire life? Well, the next entry in this list, of course, Super Mario 64 might look outdated by today's standard, but at the time it was the bomb. I mean, jumping into paintings to open new worlds, to collect coins and stars, and fly with the wing cap, become metallic Mario with the metal cap, and become a ghost with the vanish cap. Whoa, that was some next level stuff! In this game, you play on several levels to collect stars, your goal being of getting at least 70 to defeat Bowser, or 120 stars if you're a completionist like me. The beauty in this concept is that you will play many times on the same level, but every time there's gonna be a little twist to it. For example, in Thwomp Fortress, the first stars brings you to the top of the level only to fight King Thwomp. Then, the star after, you go back and all of a sudden you have to climb a tower that wasn't there before. That was so amazing, and you know what, it still is. Sure, nowadays the newer Mario control better and definitely look better too, but I will never forget the classic that is Super Mario 64. And if you don't have a Nintendo 64 but have a Nintendo DS, you can also play the remake. I didn't like it as much, probably because they expect me to play a 3D game with a directional arrow pad, but that's beside the point here. Super Mario Bros. Was cool. Super Mario 2 was weird, but you know, still cool. Mario 3 was really crazy. But how could they improve? Well, by going to the next generation of console, the Super Nintendo, and releasing Super Mario World. This game is just... I can't even begin to describe how amazing this game is. The graphics are super cool looking, the art style is amazing, it's got tight and responsive controls, tons of amazing power-ups, a crazy amount of levels, castles and ghost houses, the introduction of Yoshi's, Mario's very own pet dinosaur. You can run, you can jump, you can swim, you can fly, you can climb, you can fall, you can spit fire. Holy crap! Even Mario games today don't have this crazy amount of content. There's even a special world with full of crazy hard levels. Especially this one. Seriously though, Super Mario World is the very first game I've played as a kid, and I guess that's why I'm here today making YouTube videos. Imagine if the very first game I had played was a boring game like, I don't know, Big Rigs. I probably wouldn't have made a YouTube channel several years later. Mario 64 defined the 3D Mario genre. Mario Sunshine had fun and tried something new with FLUDD, but then, out of nowhere, came the glorious savior of all Mario games forever, Super Mario Galaxy. In this game, you gotta collect power stars in order to save the princess from the evil Bowser. Well, you know, as always. The novelty from this game comes from the use of gravity and round objects. Most Mario games to date used classic gravity, but this one is set in space, so you know, sometimes you'll be walking with your head down and feet up in the air. A platform where you would usually fall down probably just means you'll be switching sides. It's so cool! Every level makes use of the gravity in different original ways. You never know what to expect. But that's not my #1 Mario game of all time. Nope. It's Super Mario Galaxy 2, baby! Yup! 2 3D Mario games on one single game console. Mario Galaxy 2 is pretty much an expansion pack for Mario Galaxy. It features all of the power-ups featured in the first one, but builds up on top of it. Oh, and it also introduces Yoshi, which makes everything better. Seriously though, the Mario Galaxy series is so good that it will live up forever, and I would not mind seeing a Mario Galaxy 3 for the Nintendo NX. Hopefully this will happen, but it probably won't happen, as Nintendo likes to try new things and innovate, which is kinda good. This is why they're still around really, but come on man, Mario Galaxy 3, am I the only one? Hey, don't miss anything, click subscribe, and if you're super cool and wanna go the extra mile, turn on notification. Alright, bye!